Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jose Shorty Torres, and I'm with Sebastian Franco, one of my Team Shorty Foundation sponsored athletes, and this is another episode of Inside Team Shorty, where I give the reality, the truth, and everything behind the scenes of the sport of MMA. Well, the cool thing is, so I met Sebastian at American Top Team, and one of the reasons why I decided to sponsor him was because I saw him fighting and training with some high-level people. Like, what are some of the people that you've trained with? I mean, Joanna,
Nina, with you, of course. That's a fucking honor.
Pedro
Munoz, House Mafio,
like the guy,
Adriano.
The guy's been sparring with so many people. Sometimes we need a body to move with and go with, and sometimes the higher level guys are gone. He steps in again. He's an amateur coming up. He only has one amateur MMA fight, no other experience. 1 year of wrestling, but that's pretty much about it. You know, so for him, he's taken a big step up in competition. He's not shying away from it. Well, the reason why I sponsor athletes is not because they're great, they're talented, and again, it's not shunning him whatsoever. Like, he's talented and he's gonna be a talented fighter, but for me, I decided to sponsor him because he's helping people. He's never asking for anything in return. Like, yeah, fighting and training with these guys is awesome, but it's a little bit different when you're facing high-level guys. Some people will try to beat you up, try to take your head off, and it sucks. It really does suck, but you need to do what you need to do. So the episode today I wanted to talk about, and it's a little different. So I sponsored him for an event, which is the IKF, the International Kickboxing Federation Tournament here in Orlando, Florida. So we drove up 3.5 hours from American Top Team, came all the way up. And this is his first ever kickboxing tournament. You're doing the Muay Thai division, right?
The Muay Thai division, yeah.
So he's doing Muay Thai. It's his first ever tournament. I get the question all the time, mainly from amateurs coming up, whether it's your first time, your last time as an amateur, whatever the case may be. From my experience, I mean, I've had 36 MMA fights in general, from amateur to pro.
You're telling me that's without counting all the other stuff.
Yeah, and that's not counting with all the other stuff, hundreds of wrestling matches and all these things. And I've been in front of the spotlight, but those nerves never really go away. Like, yeah, it might be sometimes easier, better than the others, but it never really goes away. Honestly, tomorrow, it's a 2-day tournament, so he can have possibly 2 to 3 matches. Heck, he can probably have 1 depending on how big his bracket is, but he does have a certain amount of people, so I believe for sure 2. So he has to stay healthy automatically. So even if he wins his first one and is not healthy enough to compete the next day, well, technically he lost. He can't compete.
Yeah.
I've had people like that. Heck, my first tournament, I ended up getting beat up, but I ended up giving the guy a concussion, so they bumped me up.
Oh, damn.
And the problem was I ended up getting beat up more from the champion because he was that much better. Anywho, how do you feel about tomorrow? Like, what's your big thing? Like, do you have any worries? Are you nervous? What are you thinking in your head? Because again, this is your first tournament. I'm not trying to put pressure on you, but I want people to get inside your head and let you speak outside the box.
Well, being honest, honestly, like, nervous. I am a little nervous. More excited than anything. Talking to you really helped me. Telling me that even though you've had the 36 MMA fights, hundreds of wrestling matches, kickboxing tournaments and everything, you still feel something. So it's not so much like nervous, like, oh, I'm scared, but more like I'm anxious and ready to go out there. You know what I'm saying?
And that's really what it is. Like, for me, every single fight I'm anxious. My Brave debut, I was anxious. My UFC debut, I was anxious. My 10 FC debut, I was anxious. Even against people that I believed I can easily demolish. It's funny because when I was an amateur, there's one fight against Carl Rogers. If you're watching this, shout out. I fought for the UMUF National Championships the very first year, and I ended up winning the first fight pretty easily, decisively, unanimous decision. That's the one with the double overhooks and the throw. And then the next match, I saw the guy, because he fought right after me, and I'm like, he's slow, he's stationary, all I have to do is move and pick my shots, and I'm going to be perfectly fine. But I knew he had power. He was like a little Tyson. He'd just punch you once and drop you. The crazy thing was, I mentally, and excuse my language, I mentally fucked myself. Like, I broke myself down so much. I was like, it's a national championship. I put too much pressure, and I put an episode out there about self-sabotage. I created self-sabotage on myself, and I was like, but what if he hits me? What if he does this? Oh my God, what if that happens? And I ended up getting dropped 3 times in the fight. I got dropped, I think, twice in the first round and once in the second round, like right at the start. And the only reason that happened was because I got so nervous and so, I guess, bad anxious, because I wasn't even excited. I was more excited to get the fight over and done with, that instead of moving as I kind of usually was, I was just like in front of him like this. I knew what his game plan was, but I literally allowed him to do it. So I was my own worst enemy. We've been talking about that all day. You can be your own worst enemy, or you can be your own best friend. You know, it just depends on how you pick your poison. But I ended up getting dropped, and I had to come back through adversity. I got hit enough where I'm like, okay, cool, I can take a shot. Okay, cool, like, I don't know why I'm letting this happen. I won the fight, but that's a fight to really remember for me of these things happen. You know, and something I've been telling Sebastian is these tournaments as amateur, like, and we're at American Top Team Coconut Creek. We have a very big amateur team.
Best gym in the world, man.
So it's a phenomenal gym. So, and this is not anything bashing American Top Team, or even, again, this is calling out all the gyms where they have a bunch of fighters. But how many people are with us today?
Me and you.
It's just me and him. I'm coaching him. He's fighting. I wish I was fighting, but no one wants to fight me. Anywho, so Brave, I want to fight. Anywho,
It's his birthday.
yeah, it is my birthday. Oh my god! So he starts to give my birthday punches. So he's the only one here from American Top Team. Yeah, I sponsored him, but the tournament wasn't much. I tell amateurs, and I posted a video about this, how to be a great professional fighter. You need experience. If you go 5-0 as a pro or 5-0 as an amateur, that's awesome. But you're gonna go pro. You only fought in Orlando, Florida. You only fought in this certain area. You're a big fish in a little pond. You don't know anything. You know, it's like for example, you're fighting nothing but, you know, you look at it from the professional standpoint. I'm fighting nothing but Adrian Moraes. Like, that's awesome. Maybe one day I can beat him, but now I'm facing Kyoji. That's a whole different warrior.
Completely
Now I'm
different
facing
style, right?
Pedro, Munoz. Oh, it's a whole different warrior. Now I'm fighting a Sansa, a whole different warrior. Barao. It's like
Beast.
there's so many. They're all amazing. They beat me up plenty of times, but there's
Same.
so many different guys. You know, there's so many different styles, and some styles like Four Amigos Jiu-Jitsu is better than my Jiu-Jitsu, but we both know Jiu-Jitsu. Why is his better? Because he has more experience through it. You know, so again, it's getting used to that experience. You know, so he decided to, you know what, I'm gonna swallow my pride. I'm gonna take the opportunity and come out here. A lot of the guys are like, oh, it's money, it's time, it's this. Well, what are you trying to do as a pro? You're trying to make money, right? The crazy thing is, think about this. Think outside the box here. If you spend more time as an amateur building up your resume, kind of like as an internship, because this is kind of what it is. You're fighting for free. You're right now fighting for fun, and I'm making an episode with Eric Sheldon about fighting for fun, which is going to be actually really dramatic. Anywho, you're fighting for fun. This is your experience, though.
It's like college.
It's like college. You're in debt. You're doing all these things, but if everything works well, then you're gonna have a very successful amateur career. I got paid the highest paycheck I ever got right at my pro debut, and I was able to sign to a big promotion because of all the stuff I've been able to do and accomplish. And fight guys, again, my second pro fight, the guy had 16 pro fights. I only had one, and I was able to dominate him. You know, so, and this is not bragging about myself, but it's the fact of what I'm trying to pass on to him and what he's trying to learn for tomorrow. I go, and this is something we talked about, so hopefully you remember on camera. If you lose, what are the benefits? What are the pros and cons for tomorrow if you lose?
Right, so all the experience that I'm getting, being able to get like 2 or 3 matches, being able to go through the process, weighing in, going to the event, waiting through that whole line, doing my physicals, just being able to do that stuff, learning it, being more comfortable in the fight so I can just do that whenever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, learning from the experience, take things from the fight, all that stuff, right?
It's a crazy thing of everyone's so afraid that they're gonna lose. It's like a video game. I don't know if you ever play Fight Night or the UFC games.
Yeah.
You're trying to create your own character. You're trying to get to the top, and I don't know, you lose. You're like, all right, turn it off before it saves, and then you turn it back on, and your guy's still undefeated, and you try again. You keep on trying until you win. The problem is we don't have that reset button.
Yeah, not in real life.
But as an amateur, you kind of sort of do, because your amateur record doesn't really matter. Again, my coach told me we couldn't turn pro unless we had 20 amateur fights. That was automatic, or a college degree, which I was able to get both. Thanks, Master Bob. And he's a great coach.
Shout out.
Shout out, Master Bob. He doesn't watch my videos. He doesn't like me. But it's the fact of it's all this experience that's going to make you. If you lose, you're learning, okay, this is how I lost. This is what's happening. Again, this is your internship. If you win, now you have a belt. Now you have a trophy to take home. Now you can go, guys, this is what I worked hard for. Now you're going to go back to ATT, and people are going to be like, man, that belt's pretty dope. I wish I would have gone. You know, and I know, and I'm going to tell you this for sure. You're going to go back to ATT, and those guys are going to be like, next year I'm going to go with you. Next year I'm going to go with you. You're going to hear that a lot. And the next year comes, they're not going to go. Why? Because everyone wants to do their own things. Again, you're investing time and money. As an amateur, you do spend a lot of money. If you do what you need to do as an amateur, you're going to spend a lot of money. That's sadly lucky for him. I'm sponsoring him for the event. But it is, you know, that, again, I sponsor people who help. It's, you know, my foundation. So guys, teamshorter.com. All the money goes 100% to amateur athletes trying to come up. But it's a huge thing where we don't have money, and I get it. But Master Bob would literally make us walk outside with a cup and ask for change. I would make literally $400 in like 8 hours. Yeah. For you bums out there that do it every single day, good for you. That's awesome, because it's a lot of work, because you get denied a lot.
Yeah, we get paid.
But it's and I was a kid doing it, but it's I was able to pay for my trip. I do 2 days in a row. I had $800. I was able to come down to Orlando, fight, compete, stay at the hotel, and then go to Universal on Monday and have a great time and reward myself for winning or losing. Every first tournament I've done, I've lost. My first Muay Thai tournament, I got really beat up. My first kickboxing tournament here, I lost. I took second place, and I just bumped up a weight class I shouldn't have been at. My first MMA fight as amateur, I lost.
You dropped him 3 times in the first round. You just showed me that, right?
Yeah,
That's the same
yeah.
one?
No, that's a different one. But it's crazy that these things happen, but you can't get discouraged. You're gonna lose. That's life. If you walk long enough, you walk far enough, your feet are gonna start to hurt. You're gonna stub your toe. You're gonna trip. You're gonna slip. You're gonna do all these things. So it is a different experience. What's in your head, like given I do want to talk to you after the tournament as well, but what are your thoughts you think that are gonna happen after the tournament? Like you can be like, I'm kind of glad I did it. I kind of wish I didn't do it, man. Maybe I should work more on this. Maybe I should work on that. And given I'm kind of talking about the future here, but what do you
Yeah,
think
without
about that?
knowing what's actually going to happen and everything, I know I'm going to be excited that I did the tournament. I'm going to be excited and wanting to compete more. I'm going to go back home, figure out what I did, even if I win, what I did wrong, right? Learn, fix all my mistakes, try to come back, get ready, compete again. Just stay active. Stay active, like you said. Like you can't just do one and then just wait. Stay active, get a good resume, do all that stuff.
It's a huge thing. So my coach in wrestling used to tell us because wrestling was in the winter, and so when wrestling's in the winter, everyone, like for me, I did football, wrestling, baseball. Coincidentally, I was busy, but then summer there's nothing. All right, usually for me it was just martial arts, but not specifically wrestling. I was almost a state qualifier my junior year, but I lost by 1. And I was so upset that the whole summer I wrestled 50 all-season matches. I went to every single tournament that summer. And I went with friends, I went with teammates, and a lot of them had to bail out just because it's money. For me, I literally worked enough just to go to literally every single tournament. I went to every single tournament to where coaches were like, you don't have to pay. Like, you've gone to every single one, you're good. Like, we'll take care of you. Which is awesome. They sponsored me in a sense. And that's why I tried my best to get back because it was a huge opportunity. For me, the next year I ended up easily being a state qualifier. And it was like, why? Because my coach used to tell us, if you do nothing, you don't stay the same. You either get better or you get worse. There's no in between. Yeah, your skill kind of might be the same, but it's like riding a bike. Yeah, you might get back to it, but it might take a couple falls. It might take a couple tries to get back to it before you're able to start riding with no handlebars again and start just going. So it's kind of like the gym. How many times have you taken a month off or taken a few weeks off and you come back and you're exhausted? You're like, why am I so tired? And like that stuff happens, So like you were talking about running, something you're not used to doing.
Yeah, completely different.
Trying it out and then taking a huge break from running and trying it again. You're like, how am I so tired? So you don't stay the same. You either get better or you get worse. For me, I did all the off-season matches to keep on going. But all the guys on my team, by the time the next year came, the guys that were better than me had to catch up to where they originally were to then surpass themselves mid-season. And it was like, why not surpass yourself from the very beginning? So for me, I kept on practicing. For you, you get to do this all year round as amateur. You're how old? 22?
Yeah.
So he has nothing but time. I just turned 27 today. Yay! So I wish I had like special effects. It would. Anyways.
You can edit those.
Yeah, I could edit
right
them
here.
maybe one day. So, and I still had nothing but time as well. Everyone naturally believes that you want to be pro as early as possible and make as much money as possible. The only problem is not everyone's a Max Holloway. Not everyone's a John Jones. Not everyone's a Mike Tyson breaking world records and winning championships like that.
19 years old.
But these guys have also competed so much as an amateur. Mike Tyson was an Olympic champion, I believe so, or at least an Olympic medalist, So it's a fact of being able to do all these things. It takes experience. Look at Lomachenko, and I bring this up all the time. I think he's 396-1, 397-1. No matter how many world championships he wins now as a pro, his amateur career always gets brought up. So that's a huge thing. So to bring it again on you, what's something you want to bring up about tomorrow? What's something you want to talk about? Are you nervous? Or you like what's something that again is in your mind about tomorrow's event?
I just want to make sure I go out there and perform, do what I know I can do. A lot of times I see people like they say they get nervous and then they're like you said earlier, you just froze up.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make sure I go out there and perform to the best of my abilities, and I'm confident in my abilities. So I'm just want to make sure I execute what I can do.
The biggest thing that I personally recommend with that, and this is something like Steve Bruno and I clicked very well. My coach back at home, Master Rob Dean Thomas as well, is if I say something, just do it. Don't hesitate. Like, yeah, for example, like a lot of people when I'm in a fight, they're all like, jab, cross, leg kick, which is my coach's biggest thing. He's like, jab, cross, leg kick. But my opponent speaks English, too, so they then just like, oh, he's going to throw a jab, cross, leg kick, so I'm ready to counter. No, we're saying that even though we know he knows it's coming now, just throw it. Don't hesitate, because if you wait, now he knows. Just go. Why not? Go with the flow. If I tell you his toes are turned, cool, take the leg kick. If I tell you these certain things, try it, because I'm seeing something from a different point of view compared to your I wouldn't say the blinders are on like a horse in a race.
But basically
what it is, you're focused on one thing, and you can only have so much of view compared to I see the whole ring, to a certain perspective. Obviously you feel stuff, but I see stuff. So it's like give or take, and eventually throughout all this experience, it's something you have to find a happy medium. But is there anything else that you can possibly think of for tomorrow?
No, man, just perform, go out there, have fun, enjoy myself. Like, this is a little mini vacation, I came up, got to train, got to fight, do what I love.
We're in a nice hotel, so it's cool.
Good food.
Random resort fees, which oh, my heart hurts. But it's guys, it is an experience for you kids out there, you amateurs coming up. You guys even about to turn pro, do these tournaments, get different experience. If you're not good at jiu-jitsu, do jiu-jitsu tournaments, do grappling tournaments. If you're not good at Muay Thai, do Muay Thai events. If you're not good at kickboxing, so on and so on and so on. Guys, you don't want to lose as a pro and go, man, I wish I would have done this when I was younger. Because trust me, for me, like grappling, I'm great at, but submissions is something I lack when it comes to it. I can beat people up on top, I can hold people down because of my wrestling. I never really did jiu-jitsu tournaments because they were so expensive. And I was like, I'm good. Look, I didn't have anybody sponsor me, but it's the fact of I would have done them if I had the opportunity, but also mentally I didn't kind of want to do them because I was prideful. I was like, oh, I'm bad at it, so I don't want to lose. So guys, swallow your pride. If you're able to save the money and do it, do it. But if you guys have any questions, please leave in the comments below. Everybody wish Sebastian Franco good luck. And what's your Instagram handle?
At Cheech_Sebastian.
So guys, I'll leave that in the description below and check it out. Show him some love. Again, he is a Team Shorty Foundation sponsored athlete. And for all you guys reaching out, I appreciate all the love and support. Maybe one day you guys will be sponsored as well. And please do these tournaments. And remember, we can, we will together. We are Team Shorty. Remember, support Team Shorty Foundation, teamshorty.com. All the proceeds, 100% goes to kids like him and other people around the world. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much and take care.